Some boys are walking through a forest. They know this very well, but every time they change their direction of travel, they stop. They pendant and put something thick on the ground and shift on the arrow. They are making their way towards a group of tents hiding among the trees. When they are almost there, they leave a final arrow on the ground. They usually go sit with the small stone in the middle of the circle. A little while later, another group of boys starts walking through the forest. They have never been to this place before. They do not know where they are going. They are walking slowly and walking carefully at the path in front of them. Suddenly, one of the boys saw a look. He pointed to the ground. He has found another arrow. The boys walk in the direction of the arrow. After they follow many such sites through into the forest, they come to the arrow and cycle of 6. They cycle means I have gone home. It tells them they have almost arrived at the camp, and camp means cooking food over the fire outdoors, and sleep in a tent. What fun! Both groups of boys are very pleased with themselves. They have learned the what things mean. One group left the side, the other group followed them subsequently. They are going to be Girl Scouts. The boys belong to the worldwide Boy Scout movement. There are Boy Scouts in more than 110 countries. Today's spotlight is on the Boy Scouts. Robert Baden-Powell was an officer in the British Army at the end of the 19th century. He felt that many of his young soldiers were not well trained. They needed to know how to think more clearly and to make better plans for what they were going to do. They also needed to know how to find food and shelter in any situation. And Robert wanted to ask them how to observe carefully what's going on around him. So he wrote a small book called Aids to Scouting. It was full of useful information for young soldiers. In 1899, Robert Baden-Powell was in Southern Africa. This was during the Boer War. Baden-Powell was chapel in the town of Mackin with a small number of soldiers. Mackin was surrounded by more than 8,000 men of the Boer army. But Baden-Powell and the other soldiers defended the town for 270 days until more help came. They succeeded by using many ideas the Baden Powell had written about in his book. When he returned to England, Baden Powell discovered he has become a national hero. He also discovered that his little book has become very popular. Boys weren't enjoying learning how to make camps out of the doors. They were different how to light campfire and to cook. They were discovering how to observe nature. It was a lot of fun. In 1907, Baden Powell held the first national camp boys on an island of the south coast of Britain. It was a great success. The boys' movement was obviously point. It has been growing ever since. Scout groups appeared all over Britain. Baden Powell produced a new version of his book. He called it Scouting for Boys. Scouts play games and have a lot of fun when they meet together, but there is a serious but to it all. They learn how to look after themselves and other people. They discover what they are good at, and they develop many user skills. They enjoy earning words for the many things they learn how to do. Robert Baden Powell believed that children need to grow in their spirits as well as in their bodies. He placed a special value on adventure. He encouraged children to do things that are great fun but a bit difficult. That is why Scouts go on camps and live out the door. They learn how to survive in places that are different from their home. This teaches them how to be responsible for themselves and for each other. The most important was for Scots honor, loyalty, and duty. They must always become other people. They must also try to do something useful for another person every day. They learn to think about what is best for the people around them and to put the needs of the people before their own needs. All the ideas have their roots in childreness. There is because Baden Powell believed the teaching of Jesus, and he believed that the children would grow up into good citizens if they followed what Jesus taught. In on whole, his messages to the Scouts, Baden Powell said, "If you are not sure what to do in a situation, ask yourself this question: what would Jesus try had done in this situation?" King Edward VII was very pleased with what Baden Powell was teaching young people. The king asked Baden Powell to retire from the army and to do for the rest of his life to the Scotch movement. In 1910, Baden-Powell and his sister Agnes started a similar organization for girls. They called them Girl Guides. This organization has also spread all over the world. Baden-Powell received honors from many nations. The British government made him a pardon. It meant his calculator before, but probably that the honor that pleased him more was the title the Scouts themselves gave him. They call him Chief Scout of the world. Since his death, no one else has ever held that title. In his old age, Lord Baden-Powell went to East Africa in the countries of Kenya. He is buried in a small village there. On the stone above his tomb, there is a picture. It is a small circle with the door in the middle. As a Christian, Baden-Powell believed in the life after death. Christians believe that anyone who does in Jesus Christ will live with God in the heaven after they die. That will be their final home. Lord Baden-Powell left a last message to the world. The picture of the Scout sky tells everyone, I have gone home.